Hello and welcome to a new SOLIDWORKS API Forum question and answer. This is Aman from CADHero. Today's question comes from Alex, and Alex wants to split a bill of material. Apparently, he has a very long bill of materials, BOMs, and the problem that he's facing, as outlined in this really long thread, is that he's unable to split the bill of materials and then copy paste the new bill of material resulting from the split process to another sheet. What I have right here, if I can switch to SolidWorks, is a very simple assembly from the previous video. And what we're going to do is that we're going to insert the bill of material right here. We're gonna have the preconditions of our macro as the bill of material being selected. So that's our precondition. And then we're gonna split it, and then we're gonna copy it to sheet number 2. And let me just zoom to fit on that. And hopefully that will answer the question. All right, let's jump to the VBA editor. All right, so we always begin with the precondition, so let's go ahead and write a comment precondition, and that precondition will be a bill of material selected. All right, as usual, we'll begin with the variable declarations dim swap as sltworks dot sltworks, sorry, and then SW model as sltworks.model.2, and then we'll need the selection manager, so SW selection manager as sltworks.selection mgr, and then we will need another number of variables that we will declare later. So let's jump to the main subroutine, and let's get the SOLIDWORKS application. So that's set SW_app equal to application dot SLDWorks, and then set SW model equal to SW_app active doc, and then we'll set the selection manager. So that will be SW selection manager equal to SW model selection manager. Now we need to get the bill of material, and let's just insert that bill of material really quick. So I'm going to insert a bill of material, and I've created a template in my desktop, and I'll just paste it here, and I'll select it. So we can go back now to our VB editor. So a bill of material, revision tables, and all sorts of tables in SOLIDWORKS are basically general tables, or if we look at them from the API perspective, they're basically table annotations. So let's go ahead and declare another variable. Let's call it parent BOM table annotation as SLDWorks.table annotate, sorry, not table anchor, table annotation. All right. Now we'll set the parent BOM table annotation equals to SW selection manager get selected object 6 1 0. All right. After that, after we get the table annotation, we are going to invoke the method table split. So the way that we do that is to go and invoke that method through the parent BOM table annotation, sorry, dot split. It's going to ask us for where we want to split it and the index of the row or the column. So, and it's going to return a table annotation And the table annotation that will be returned will be the new split table annotation that we'll call new BOM table annotation. So if we go just for a second, if we go to the offline help here and we go split, and it should be somewhere here in this list. Sorry, I need to resize it so you guys can see. And we go down here, it says the return value is the newly created iTable annotation object. So let's go ahead and let's comment this line, go back in here, up here, and let's define dim parent boom, not parent rather, let's call it new BOM annotation, new BOM table annotation as a SOLIDWORKS dot table annotation. And I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to go ahead here, set equal, and let me just go here and split the parent BOM SW const. We want it to be SW table split after row, after the first row at the index one, and that should get us the next BOM. Now at this point we have two bills of materials, the parent one and the actually new bill of material. The way that we are going to solve this problem is through the selection process. That's what SOLIDWORKS API is about. Actually, it's not about the selection, but mimicking what a user normally would do, and mimicking that manual process and putting that into code. Now, if we just go and try to select, perhaps an the first impression, the first attempt that I did personally was to actually go ahead and get the annotations from the parent bill of material and the new bill of material, and then try to select them using the select method from the annotation. And that obviously doesn't actually work. It feels like even if you split the bill of material, they are basically the same. It's the same object. It's the same annotation. They're referring to the same annotation object. And even with the name of the annotation, it's going to return the same name of the same annotation name. Obviously, this is what I'm talking about. If we go to the table annotation members list, we can obviously just trying to explain the thought process. So get annotation. So this method will return the annotation. It's going to return an annotation object that we can either select or deselect here. That's the first thing, that we can either select it or we can get the name of that annotation. So these two, the two bills of materials, parent and new, will point to the same object, point rather to the same annotation object, and will have the same annotation name, and that sort of confirms. If I just can go to my Google Chrome, confirms that this line but this, as Alex says here, but this doesn't make any sense. Where they would get these detailed item and then you get the number multiple times. So it's basically you're trying to select all of the entire bill of material. Now, this is kind of the catch comes right at this point, is that how does it that the user can actually, split the bill of material and then just go ahead and copy paste it, knowing that any user interaction or anything that we can do manually can be automated. That's where the selection actually, the trick about selecting actually comes. Uh, the thing that is different about the parent bill of material and the new bill of material is the location. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to use the select by ID2 method to select the second bill of material, the new bill of material, using its position and not its name. So to do that, we are going to, obviously, we need to get the annotation. So let's do that. So we are going to define another variable here, dim dim new rather BOM annotation as SOLIDWORKS dot annotation, and then we will go down here and then we'll set the new BOM annotation, annotation equal to new BOM table annotation get annotation. Now we are going to define here a variant as position. So this is basically it will be the array that gets the x, y, and z coordinates. So position will be equal new BOM annotation why is it not showing me the IntelliSense? Let me just copy paste this. There you go. Get position. Now that we got the position, we need, first of all, let's write stop and let's clear the selection since the original bill of material or the other parent was selected. So SW model clear selection. All right. Next, we need to select the new bill of material. So that will be stop again. Select new BOM. So that will be SW model. And let's debug print. Let's define dim ret as in return as boolean ret equals to SW model extension select by ID2. The name is irrelevant if we are selecting using the coordinates. So if you're making a selection using select by ID2 using the coordinates, the name is pretty much irrelevant. Now we need to get the type. So I'll just go here, right quickly select by ID2 because I don't really memorize them. And I will go, I'll go here to the select type and it should be somewhere down here. Table annotation tables. So I'm looking at this column right here. This is the column that will get you the string that you can use as the type argument for the select by ID2 method. So I'll paste that here, and afterwards I'll go for the X, so that's the first position, the Y, that's the second position, and then I'll go for the Z, that's the third position. Obviously, I'll put the append to false, mark 0, call out nothing, and then select option 0 again. Now let's go ahead and debug print and say selection of new BOM equal to, and then and sign ret. Now, after we select, we are going to activate the new sheet, right? Rather, activate the sheet named sheet 2. So let's go here and define a new variable swdrawingdoc as SOLIDWORKS.drawingdoc. Right quickly, set swdrawingdoc equals to swmodel, and then I am going to go ahead and call the method activate sheet. The sheet's name is sheet2. All right, yeah. So before we actually activate the sheet, we need to copy, since we've selected it, swmodel, edit cut. So this will not copy, but rather just cut the second bill of material. Now, if we go here, and we'll just stop the debugger again, and then finally we will simply swmodel again, paste, and this rather should paste the new bill of material in sheet 2. Now let me just go ahead and select the bill of material. Okay. Do we actually stop right after we split the positions? I think we do. So let's go ahead and run. So this will split the two bills of materials. That's good. It's going to clear the selection. Now it's going to try to select the new bill of material and copy it. It is copied, rather it is cut. So first of all, the selection was true, and then it was cut. Now we are going to, sheet 2. What am I doing? I'll just go and roll back here, and then just go and resume the macro execution. And now we are in sheet 2, and then we are at this level. Now if I click on continue, and it's going to paste the sheet. It's going to paste the new bill of material. And there it is. That's the second, or the new bill of material pasted in sheet number 2. I think this answers Alex's question. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on that subscribe button. Share this with your colleagues and your friends, all enthusiasts of SOLIDWORKS. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.